still afraid, you know. 20 years ago, I don't know what's going to happen, you know. You're not trying to do that.
Worry seriously. I agree with you where we have the robots that say doing a lot of things that the normal humans are supposed to be doing. So what if, for instance, I'm not saying that will happen, but there's an error or a glitch, then how safe are we going to be?
Imagine making some commands for a robot to maybe serve you, and then when the robot now comes to you and, yeah, what do you want to eat? I want to take a bar, I want to take this soup and all that, and the robot just comes to you, and because of the glitch that you talked about, you don't want to imagine that, you're talking about the workspace. When you make a command, you're supposed to follow some command, there's an error, and the whole company data, everything goes like wrong. You really don't want to imagine that, but that's what we're talking about.
It's really a competitive world now. It's the robots against the humans.
Yeah, the AI, and I think we all need to, do all the catching up that we need to do. Keep up with the current trend, because that's the new in thing now, and so everybody needs to just jump on it. We begin to use it while it's training and it's happening, and forgetting about the other side. We talked about that. For me, my worry is that I am hoping that it doesn't make us lazy, redundant, okay, and where we depend or rely solely on technology, even in the little things that we can do on our own and all that. And so that's just my worry. But technology is the real deal.
We're talking a lot about it. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we have this feature that is going to be telling us a lot on how far technology is advancing. When we come back, we talk with our guests. Stick around. Good morning, Port Harcourt. We'll be right back.
About the advancement of tech in our world is really huge. Okay, first of all, let's look at how it has improved communication. So people can have access to real-time, data, real-time resources. You can, whatever you want to do, have it at your palm. So it's brought global connectivity, and it also helps people to access whatever they want to access on real time. So it has improved communication, and it has also helped in the area of health. So it has brought health advancement. So people have access to wearables that helps in other patients. So this and a lot more. We currently have telemedicine. So 5G is actually coming in to disrupt telemedicine, where you can receive health consultation from anywhere in the world. In fact, 5G is actually bringing the game of doctors operating people from another place. Alright, so it's huge. Or if you want to talk about education, so people currently have access to resources. You have e-learning, have access to educational resources. They learn at their own place. In fact, it's actually the disruptor. So it has actually affected the whole lot in this space. Is this banking sector? So a whole lot in this space.
Computers are affecting our lives on a daily basis. As a matter of fact, computers are embedded in every device that you use today. Talking about microwave oven, talking about wristwatches, even computers are now deployed to drive cars.
Every company is interested in tech right now, and so they're even transitioning all their mobile systems to tech. Individuals are getting more comfortable using POS, online banking, mobile apps, and so on, everything in the digital space. Even registrations of NIN and BVN, everything, it's in the digital space. So you would notice that you have more of your life and your identity online now than even offline.
Technology has always been a cornerstone of human advancement, driving societal changes and redefining our way of life. From the smartphone to the smart homes we live in, technology has permeated every aspect of our lives. The digital age has not only changed how we communicate, but also how we work, learn, and play. The journey of technological progress is a testament of human ingenuity and perseverance. The beginning of every tech innovative inventions begins with an extraordinary idea or an experience to change a narrative. Ideas that addresses challenges, brings about change and achieve visions.
I didn't protect my cyber assets, which led to a huge loss. That was in 2021 when I had a cyber attack to my account and everything was gone. So I was eager to know how to protect myself, and also not just myself, to also protect my families, friends, and organizations.
I lost some money due to some of these interactions, and one needs to understand that while coming to this place, it's very important to get educated first.
Modern technology encompasses a spectrum of tools, each aimed at making our world more efficient, connected, and advanced. The world of artificial intelligence is a world that revolutionized industries, from healthcare to finance, by leveraging machines to do work, learning algorithms to analyze vast amounts of data, making decisions and even predicting future trends.
Like for all this, I already picture how it's going to be because my fundamental rudiments about isometric and all of that, I know how it's going to be. Okay, this is how I want the window to be with the hood and the rest. But all of that may too be a flat surface. The client cannot understand. But by that 3D now amplifies that. You're like, oh, this is how the building is going to be. Wow, wow, are you sure? Then you now go further more and do a see-through to have trees and cars so that you see it in real time with sound. So you can actually have it feel in real time. So it cuts the time of selling into a company to mass produce, and before they mass produce one and all that, you can actually do it yourself, certify it, then you send it to people to mass produce it. So it's basically for designers that want to create a product.
Yeah. This is more like a 360 tour in virtual reality. You can actually inspect an entire building, an apartment, interior and exterior part of it, and you know, you don't need to travel to look at this, or like sending 2D pictures to people.
I'm sure this will also be relevant when it has to do with our education, all those sectors.
Exactly. It's already a game changer, right? Because you see a whole lot of these companies, Apple, Facebook, they're building headsets, and a whole lot of this is because there are areas that needs to be gotten into in terms of gaining, in terms of education and all this stuff.
While the future remains uncertain, one thing is clear. The power of technology lies not just in its innovation, but in its ability to transform lives and businesses alike. The world is always evolving. The best we can do is to keep up with the trendies.
Okay, welcome back. It's Good Morning Port Harcourt. You just finished watching and hearing the views of different people on how far so far tech is actually penetrating different aspects of our lives. In the studio, we have a tech expert, and she's here to tell us more on the advancement of tech. Like, she's really a tech expert. Like, by the time she's done, you understand what we're talking about. Is in person of Chiamaka Okuli. Good to have you.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here once more.
Yes.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You know, when they look at you, they don't know that you are small but mighty. Like, in a very mighty way. Now we're talking about tech, advancement of tech. I know that we're talking earlier how you get into a room, right? And then Blessing said there's a remote. You just click the remote and everything in the room is just responding to tech. With our phones, in the offices, like that. So let's just start by talking on the advancement of tech.
Okay, tech has penetrated almost all areas of human life, our daily activities, our food, the clothing, everything we do. Down to our smartphone, like you can literally use your smartphone to do everything right now, including commanding your lights to turn on. You don't longer have to go to the switch and have to take the stress of manually switching your phone like, hi Siri, can you turn on the lights? everything. Can you power the AC? The AC is on, and all that. So tech is not an option as we stand right now. It is a necessity. If you're going to survive, you're going to try, you have to imbibe it because it is almost everything you do is tech. So if you're going to thrive, you just have to bring in like upskill, learn how things are done, and then join the living train because we are moving.
Yeah, we are. Okay, we talk about different aspects. Let's also delve into our workplaces, yeah? When we are working, different things that tech can help us to achieve. You know, some persons are yet to like understand. You need a typewriter. The typewriter will just, now we day, now we die. But now things have gone beyond that, and some persons are yet to embrace this advancement we're talking about. For you, what would you have to say to those people?
Okay, just like the example you gave, typewriter, back in the days, you just have to, even if it's not responding, you have to wait until it responds. But as it is right now, when the typewriter is not, in fact, you don't even have to go through that stress of typewriting, when your phone can do that. That is the power of tech. Just before I walked into this place, I needed to snap a picture. There was nobody to snap. I just flipped my phone and asked my phone to snap. I just say shoot, and my phone shot. Like, wow, seriously, that's how tech has been. Like, I snap over 50 pictures outside there, myself on my phone. So if you run a business, for example, you have a shoe shop in Aba, you are a hairdresser, still notes, and then living in the 80s isn't going to help you. You are too smart to be where you are right now. So you have to embrace the tech. Let's talk about business area. For example, content creation. I was just talking to one of my clients a moment ago. You don't have to have the biggest shop every month to make a lot of money. You need the biggest visibility. And that's where tech comes in. Content creation. If you can embrace content creation, and how interesting it is that you don't have to be a writer to create content these days. You can literally use tech, again, like AI, to create content, 30-day worth content. Just tell AI, I am into hair making, and I want to write 30 days value-packed content about my hair making business. And your ChatGPT is going to write it for you, and it will give you ideas of how to get the pictures with which to publish it. I hope you know right now that you don't have to go to the studio to snap pictures again. Oh really? Oh no, you don't have to spend a dime going to the studio. You just need to use a normal app, and then you just upload an old picture. Give it instruction. I want you to maintain this image, and then design. I want to look like a studio standard picture. I want to wear this dress. I want to look in this place. I want to look at someone in New York. I'm boom. It's going to get your exact face in another body in New York. Right now, wow, that's snapping pictures. Like I have like about 4 of them I did headshots, and if you look at it, you would swear that I snapped that picture in London, here in Port Harcourt.
Okay, so it's quite interesting, to hear all of these things that technology can do to us. But my question there is, I'm just imagining, with the place we're going, we're fast, just like I said, you don't need to go to the studio to take pictures. With the place we're going, in the next 5 years, I wonder what AI will do to the way we live and work. I'm just imagining the kind of things we can also achieve, in the next 5 to 10 years with the place we're going.
Yeah, as it is, we're actually scratching the surface. There's a whole lot to go. But the thing is, I don't think we should be worried or afraid of losing job, because tech isn't here to replace you, but to help you become a more effective person, to help you advance, to help you achieve more in a very short time. So for example, a photographer, you don't have to be worried that tech is going to take my business. No. How can I embrace it? How can I incorporate it in my business to get better? That is the mindset. Because I've seen a lot of people say, what will happen the next day? No, I am not afraid. I am actually happy for it. Whatever it comes, I just need to adapt and then we move. Because the goal isn't just to remain in the 80s. No, we've been in the 80s for a long time. And now that the transition is coming, the smartest person to just jump on it. And what I love so much about it is that it's so easy that anybody who is willing to learn can, in a few days, few videos here and there, get your hand on it, and boom, you're flying. So it's not going to replace job, but it's going to help anyone that's willing to learn and adapt, cover miles in split of seconds.
When you come in there, the rate of speed at which tech is growing, really, it's laudable. but I have my concerns, especially when it has to do with the content creation. If you look recently, there are lots of videos flying on the social media where you need to flip or play on over and over again to maybe if what you are watching is really true or not. And it calls for worry. At times there are sensitive messages that are sent across to the public which is not enough for digestion, but we have influenced everyone on social media. So it's a problem. I have my concerns. I don't know if you have any.
Well, yeah, you know what, the truth is that whatever has advantage has disadvantage. And this is where, when it comes to the kind of content, where parents need to step up a bit, censoring the kind of content their kids watch online. That is the first thing. There's a limit to what we can do about it. Now that the AI is out there, the tech is there, everybody can use it. You can't tell me what to and what not to. So it's left for you to control what you see, control what you believe. You know, begin to process information. You no longer garbage in, whatever you see, you take it in. You just have to really look at some pictures, like you said. I'm also worried. But then, for example, somebody can come up right now and get your image and then go on to make some not so good video clip of yourself, of you. But somehow there's actually laws here and there that are coming up to, limit what you can do. For example, let's use YouTube. I can't talk about YouTube. So for example, YouTube has put in place a couple of restrictions as to the kind of content you upload on the platform. So you can't lift my content in the past. You can actually watch my video, you love it, you lift it and you upload it. But right now, there are a lot of limitations. So once I am eligible, like you have to get to a certain stage before you have that protection. Okay. You can't get my image and make of it whatever you want and upload it on YouTube. It's not going to work. So we are looking at, with time, other platforms get to learn those things and begin to limit the kind of things people do with AI just because they have free access to it.
I want to talk about this AI tools. I know that in Africa there are certain restrictions on the tools we use that are not really beneficial to us. For instance, there are some of these tools we try to activate and then we realize that in our part or client, they are not functional. And it's a problem because I know the government, as far as even ECOWAS, is really deliberating on this issue. I don't know how far and how well we can strive to ensure that these tools are made available for us to also meet up the other universal plans.
That's just a very interesting topic because there are a lot of platforms, not just tools, but platforms, money-making platforms like let's not mention names here, don't really allow Nigerians. For example, let's use PayPal. As a Nigerian, if you live in Nigeria, you create a PayPal account. The kind of PayPal account you have can only allow you to pay. You can't receive money. So in the early days, we work online, and we earn in foreign currencies. You need the PayPal. It was a lot of work. Now, when you look at it, the reason why most of these platforms place these restrictions is because of the Nigerian not so good stories and attitude, the cyber issues. So they limited us access to those things, and nothing has really been done about it. So what we, for someone like me, would be to look for other options that will still allow me to receive payments in foreign currencies from my client. That's not PayPal. So we really hope with time the government will be so concerned to look into those things because we are labeled and it's not a good one. It's not really a good one. But for as long as I remember, a couple of those most important things that anybody can use right now to go are accessible to anyone. Platforms like Canva, like just mention them, they are accessible to anyone. If you're willing to spend a little money to access the best version of it, there's no limit to what you can do using the technology.
Okay, moving on. I just want to know, when you look at your phone, you talked about applications, skills, different aspects of tech. Sometimes I feel that some persons out there can be overwhelmed in the sense that there's AI this, AI to do this, AI to do so many things. If, for example, I'm trying to get a hold on this technology, is there a starting point? How do I start? How do I begin to learn how to embrace this tech?
Interesting question. I love breaking it down to a level that someone on the street can. So let's start with the basic one. If you are a beginner, like the first time you are coming in contact with those things, the first one would be, I don't want to build maybe a business or a personal brand. The first is to pick a platform, and I would advise you go for the ones that are beginner friendly. You really don't have a lot of competition. You get so overwhelmed by the level of, showbiz going on there. So something like Facebook, Instagram, if you have some nice pictures and you are like a show kind of person, they talk about TikTok, talk about YouTube. Those platforms are just good for you for a start. Now, when you pick the platform, the next thing is to start with content creation apps. So we start with ChatGPT, and it's free. Of course, it has a pro version, but the free version it's just enough for you to get started. So ChatGPT is free, and ChatGPT is for you to create content. Like I said, I can actually create 30-day worth content in just a split of seconds. I just need to know what to tell ChatGPT, and boom, it's going to write. What I'm going to say is speak like me. Sound funny, speak Nigerian language. There was a day I created content, I told ChatGPT to write to Igbo people. This ChatGPT was writing all the Igbo names. He was telling the story, bringing Igbo names. I was so excited, like, my goodness, that's how far we've gone. So it's going to create the ChatGPT for your content creation. The next app you will be needing is Canva. This is for your graphics. You need to get some pictures, you need to do some write-ups and all, everything graphic. Interesting thing is that with Canva right now, you can edit your pictures. So yeah, if you're using the pro version, you can upload a not so good picture, and Canva will turn it to a professional looking picture. And then you go and use it. The next one is a Nano Banana. This one is the latest one. The one with which to get a studio standard pictures. Wow. Yeah, so Nano Banana is it. It came out not long ago, like a couple of 7 months ago. So all you need is just get an old picture, upload on the platform, give it instruction. I want you to use this picture and then create 5-10 pictures of myself in this outfit, in that outfit, in this background, in this background. It's going to go and use just one of that, just one picture to get me 5, 6, 7 different studio standard images, absolutely free. Now the next app you will need would be a scheduling app, which is an app that will help you when you are done with your content creation. You have to upload the content. You don't know, except you have the time, you can upload on a daily basis. Let's say, for example, you're using Facebook. You want to upload 2 posts every day. You have the time, fine, in the morning you do that in the evening. But if you don't have the time, you're a busy person, you can do that once. In the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the content uploads itself without it being there. So to do that, you need a scheduling app like Buffer. Another way that can do it absolutely free is Facebook Business Suite. So with Facebook Business Suite, you create 3 weeks content, upload it once, and then it starts running for you. Whatever time you want it to go on, just that time, whether you're online or offline, it's going to be published. So with this, you get started. Of course, as time goes on, you need to add, but these are the basic ones. Another one we need is editing app like InShot and CapCut. You need video because video sells better than images and text. So if you're going to edit, an interesting thing is they are free. At least they have free versions with which you can do, and you will start making money with before you decide to upgrade to full version and all of that. So with this, about 4 of them, we're just good to go as a beginner.
Okay, I'm going to ask now, because what you have just said now is we see that AI can do a whole lot of as quickly as possible as we can think of it. But the worry now is, what are some of the potential risks, or challenges associated with the growth of AI, of course, this machine kind of learning?
So there are a couple of them. Number one is exposure. And I will always say this, whatever has advantage has disadvantage. So if you start showing yourself online using those apps and tools, you drop your footprints everywhere you go. You drop some information about you, which can makes it super easy for anybody to hack in. For example, in cheating some important details like your house address, your credit card details, your PIN, your password, those things are not so good, which is one of the easiest ways to hack anybody right now. In the past, during our parents' days, our grannies, it was difficult to get somebody, but right now, I just need to find your digital footprint and I can use it to trace you. I don't know many, I mean those bad guys. So it's important while you do all of these things, please play with caution, because everything you do online can actually lead someone. When you upload pictures of your birthday, your kid's celebration, graduation, the school, and you are simply opening up a lot of possibilities of getting you hacked and all that. So that's one of the biggest one anyone should look at. Another one is the negative side of social media and digital. giving our kids access to smartphones without censoring it. It leads to a whole lot. That's why you see kids start behaving somehow. And I wonder where did they pick this attitude from? This tech was, so I would advise parents kind of place some restrictions. If you have a smartphone for your kids, you have to install a couple of tools that will help you restrict them from visiting certain sites, watching certain things, because when you allow them unlimited access, they can go anywhere, anytime, and then they will pick up things.
Kids are very sharp.
Kids can actually help you to operate your phone. Yeah, they do that. How they do it, we don't know. And that's why we really need to look into that, yes, caution it and place some restrictions to make sure that we don't end up harming them.
You know, I was talking with a parent on this issue you're talking about, and I was like, you have to censor, like you could always teach and all that. And she said she has observed that when she watches the kids are always watching cartoons, children movies and all that. And over time, the algorithm just brings those kind of content. So most times when they go to check, it's always on that distance. So she kind of, lay back. I don't know if you understand, because every time she looks in kind of censoring, those algorithms will just bring in the videos, the children cartoons, only when they drift. That's a problem.
Yeah, like we just said now, that kids are smarter than us. The kid that wants to play will play. When they're done watching those things, they delete them. And let's use YouTube algorithm for example. What you watch consistently is what they suggest.
Exactly.
When you stop watching it, they don't. But that doesn't mean the other one isn't there. I can actually watch a video, and when I'm done watching the video on YouTube, I'm going to tell YouTube not to suggest this video again for me. And even the channel. In fact, if you open YouTube and you see this particular channel, you don't like it, there's this option that allows you to say, YouTube, I don't want to do anything with this channel again. Not their videos, not their channel. And you will never get suggested that. So a smart kid that wants to play or wants to spoil will also do that. When they are done watching it, at the end of the day, it's all about following up consistently and then talking to them from time to time so they understand that this thing that is good also comes with some pains. So they don't drift and still play you. You are still like, you don't know them so much.
So just the way of watching them, what would be your response?
The technology has come to stay.
Yes.
If you are going to say
embrace it,
just like upskill, learn.
And they should not be afraid.
I think the more you know as an adult, the better. You are more equipped when you know. For me, except you are talking about some negative power, the more you know, the more empowered you are to even enlighten your kids. So upskill, learn, because if you don't, your competitor, your next level is taking over the whole world. You might be the next big brand out there, but only if you start today with what you have, where you are, and keep moving. Consistency is the watchword.
Thank you very much. Thank you. As with Harcourt, always on point, always updating. Thank you very much. I hope we'll see you more on the program. Sure. Okay, everyone, it's Good Morning Port Harcourt. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, the program continues. Stick around. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. It's Good Morning Port Harcourt. We've seen it all, advancement of tech penetrating every aspect of our lives. We've learned how to embrace it. You just start one step at a time. Now, among the possibilities and the positivities that tech is actually bringing is actually making the jobs available. Ability to work from the comfort of your home, from anywhere you are. Technology is doing that, and the possibilities of enhancing on this is what we're going to be talking about right about now. And the person of our guest to tell us more about that is Faith Ninja. She's a tech advocate. Good to have you, Faith.
Thank you so much. So nice to see you.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yes.
Good to have you, Faith.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, earlier on we were talking about the advancement of technology in different work, homes, different things, different aspects, and we're encouraged to embrace tech. Among most of the things we talked about, the possibility of tech, making the jobs available, that's where you now
coming. Most persons don't know, right, that with technology there are a lot of jobs that you can do. First of all, to know about those jobs and how to navigate your way through to process the job and enjoy the benefits that comes with it. Take us through that.
Alright, so there are different tech skills you have to learn. Yeah, tech has advanced and you no longer have to work from going to the office, going through traffic and everything. You can work from the comfort of your home. But then you need to have like tech skills to be able to get those jobs. So these skills include software engineering, we have product management, we have technical writing, and different aspects. So the first thing you want to do is to pick up a tech skill. You need to learn a tech skill. And then secondly, you need to go on those platforms. We have various platforms where you get to see these different opportunities. We have Upwork, we have Fiverr, we have Freelancer. These opportunities, what happens is these clients from different parts of the world, whenever they need someone to work for them, they go there and then they ask for people like, oh, I have this opening in my company and I'm looking for someone to do this and do that. So when you go there, you register and then you look out for those kind of jobs. And then once you see, the next thing you're going to do is to apply. Now, you cannot apply if you don't have the relevant skill set. That's why I said you need to learn. Pick a skill first, a tech skill, you learn, and then you go on those platforms, you apply, and then once you apply, the next stage is going on an interview. Then you prepare for your interview, and then you get the job. There's a moment in between.
Yeah, because you're making it to sound very easy. But it's not as easy as you're saying.
Yeah, it's not that easy, but this is just like this. This is just me saying step 1, get a skill. Step 2, register on those platforms. Step 3, apply. Step 4, go on interviews with these people. Tell them what you have. What can you offer to them? Like, are you valuable to their company? Once you're able to show them that, then you get a good chance of getting hired by these companies.
Okay, let's go forward now. You talk about the skill. First of all, you must have the skill. Yeah. Let's take for example, there's somebody out there, you want to just start. You talked about the skill. How will I start knowing, okay, this is the skill that I have to learn. How do I go about learning that skill?
Alright, so I do tell people, first, people already have existing skills. Yes, for instance, you already have some skills. You know how to talk, you know how to broadcast, right? And there are jobs that you can do even if you go on Upwork. But you need to learn other tools to make you deliver on those roles. Because you need to learn tools like Google, you need to know how to use tools like Google Meet, like Zoom, like Google Docs, all those little tools to make sure to be able to deliver, right? So I do advise people, especially advanced people, that if you're already advanced, you've been working in a certain industry for a period of time, now think, what can I do? How can I offer this my skill to these people there, right? So once you figure out, okay, I'm into sales, now you should know that you can offer sales to remote companies and you get paid for it. So the next step for you, if you already have some experience working with companies here at home, the next thing for you is to go on maybe YouTube or even go on platforms like Udemy and then research. Let's say you're into sales, look for sales. Right, then you see people that are offering these skills, these services to these people online, you see the tools you need to know. Because there are some tools that are lacking, that's why you can't even really go there and offer. You already have the experience. Now you need to know some certain tools, right? So this is for people that are already advanced. You've already worked in a certain place, right? You don't need to start from scratch. You just need to learn some tools that will help you, deliver your work. Yes. And then once you do that, you work on your resume, then go to the platforms, register, and then start applying for jobs. Now, for people that are just freshers, coming out from the university, no experience or anything, what I advise you to do is pick something you're interested in. Right? Just take out time, a simple Google search. We saw that different skill sets. We have software engineering, which is quite broad because under software engineering, we have front end, we have back end, we have cloud engineering. Even if we don't want to code, we have non-coding skills that will still pay you very well if you are very good at it. We have product management, we have technical writing. Right? These are skills that people are earning well. Even young people are earning well. So once you are able to research and say, okay, I want to be a technical writer. So if you say, okay, now I want to be a technical writer, the next step for you is to focus on learning that skill. Nobody wants to just throw their money away, right? You need to prove to these people that you have value. Right? So the next thing I'm going to do is to try to learn the skill, use those platforms. You can, if you don't have money, you can start with YouTube. Like I said, YouTube is like a free university. You have so many quality content on YouTube, right? So you want to just type the roadmap to technical writing, and then you begin to see different people teaching about it. Pick somebody that you own, because everybody has different way of conveying information. So you pick the person that you know their own teaching style, and then begin to learn. Give yourself, even if it's 1 hour every day, learn something about technical writing. Now, once you are learning, the next thing I advise people to do is, once you are learning, don't just say, okay, you are watching tutorials and you are doing nothing about it. No. You want to start practicing. Okay, so you learn how to maybe structure like a documentation. I'm talking about technical writing now. So maybe you learn how to structure a documentation. Try it out. Right? In fact, when you volunteer, there are people around you, maybe they need maybe a content writer, right? You can start with volunteering, like, okay, I'm learning this, can I volunteer to help you write about this article? You can ask people around, right? Once you do that, now you are secretly gathering experience. Yes, you're secretly building yourself, you're gathering experience. So once you've gotten to a certain level and you're very confident, the next thing you want to do is to go on those platforms. Right? You go on those platforms, you set up your accounts, and once you set up your account, I advise you to apply for entry-level roles. You don't have
You're talking about these platforms here.
Yeah.
There are still some platforms that have these unscrupulous elements in them, where it's very difficult for ones to really fish out, especially those of us who are, I'll say, novice in the system will come in and say, okay, these are the ones that are actually authentic, and then we give out all our information. At the end of the day, this information or data is used for some very illegal purposes. So how would you be able to fish out those unscrupulous ones and know that these platforms actually the legitimate one which you need to work with?
So this is where carrying out research comes in. So once you go on this platform, thankfully platforms like Upwork are very, very concerned about scams and all those illegal stuff. So they always advise you, one, make sure that you are interacting with a verified client. If the client is not verified, you don't have to interact with the person. So before you even go ahead to apply for a job, you see the history of the client. Has he paid someone before? Has he hired someone before? You will see the review. If the client is a bad client, you will know from the reviews. So these are some things that have been put in place, and it has helped people. We don't really get people, especially on Upwork, you rarely see people getting scammed. Secondly, there are other platforms that maybe is not really regulated like Upwork. What do? I tell people, there's no client that wants to hire you. I will tell you, call me, pay me money to hire you. Just when it's a scam. Instead, companies will pay you to write tests for them. Yes, I've been in an interview where we were paid in the interview $50 each to write the test, and if you do not make it to the next, I'm not going to carry $50 and go, they move the next set of people to the next. No company that wants to hire you will tell you, pay this amount of money. The minute you see that no is a scam, and it's just right for you to leave immediately. These are some points.
Okay, now, in all of those things that we've talked about, getting jobs online, are there basically challenges, one can readily face, in terms of trying to navigate this, the different acts to ensuring that you have something that is valuable, something that could also make it last?
Yeah, so actually there are different challenges people face, different challenges. One challenge I would say is the situation of the country, right? And then I knew like my day was bad, so I couldn't turn on my camera, so I was like, okay, it's fine. But then, this is only because I've worked with him for a period of time and I've built trust. He trusts you, I always deliver, right? If it's your first time, it can stop you from getting that job. So that's like a very big challenge, right? Then we have network issues too. That's when I see Nigerians working for foreign companies, I really appreciate them because it takes a whole lot as someone coming from this background, especially if they are coming from this sense, to be able to work with those clients and finally build their lives to where they want it to be. So these are some challenges people face. Then third, there are some challenge people face is laziness. Laziness. When you talk about the money, it's nice, it's sweet, you're earning $2,000, everybody, you're happy, right? But the work, okay, put in the work. Can you dedicate 1 hour? When you can fight that laziness, definitely you will get that job.
When you want to be lazy about like,
There are people that they want to be spoon-fed. They don't want to motivate themselves.
You know what you are going out for.
Yes.
Pay for what you are doing. Definitely you want.
you went through a lot to get the job.
You know, I quite understand where she's coming from. Now the point is that some of us now are just there for the quick fix. We want to make money and we do not want to give back. There are people who are there and just they are ready to tap into what the incomes, but giving the what they are supposed to give, they find it very difficult. You know, putting the amount of work, your time in ensuring that you get paid, it's a problem. And so, what you're interested in, paying me now. I mean, this is what our
challenges share. There is the reason why it's difficult for them to actually build that job.
I'm just saying because there are sometimes clients who ask you to do something, it's totally new to you. Yes, it's your duty to do your research. I said research is very important. Can you do research? Can you go beyond? Like the fact that you've gotten the job, can you keep the job? So that is that. So there's people that just relax. I've helped someone to get a job before and person lost it. Why? And I asked her and she was something like she had something to do. I said, between that thing you had to do and the job, it means you don't take that job as something you really wanted. Because if you wanted, you try and make sure you sustain that client.
And all these jobs, most of these jobs, you do it in the comfort of your home.
Yeah, from your own. So when I'm going for a remote job, you also know that you have to pay more attention. If that job comes in, you need to be able to keep it. You want to be very, I'm looking for the right word to use, but you want to remove any form of distraction. But another time you have to go to party or to go to the club, where the client is telling you, can we meet by 2 p.m. and you say, oh, it's no.
And they don't consider the time frame, whatever, they don't consider.
Most times clients will ask you, but there are some, clients are different. Everybody has unique personality. There are some clients that will just come in, it's not really nice, to be very honest, but there are some clients that have like very terrible work culture, whereby they just want, oh, please, I need this by 2 p.m. There are some clients that are like, okay, please, are you available by 2 p.m.? If you say yes, okay, fine. If you say no, it's okay. When next will you be available, right? So I feel like if you are starting out, especially as maybe a young graduate or something, it's not the time to be relaxed. Even if that client, even if it doesn't really have like a good work culture, as far as it's not like harming you in any way, I need to put that. As far as it's not harming you in any way, just ensure you're putting your best and then looking for like the next client that's going to give you like the next big thing.
Now, for those who want to venture in, just like you noted, a fresh graduate who wants to, keep up with creating wealth for himself and also making impact, what are some gadgets or the necessary things that you need to really equip yourself with, in order for you to deliver on that online kind of jobs?
Okay, so I don't tell people, for me when I started with just my phone. So I tell people, if you have an Android phone, nothing should stop you. No matter how stupid you think it is, just pick something and learn. Don't just stay idle. Just pick something. Even if it's 30 minutes a day you want to spend every day, just pick it and learn. If you have a phone, pick it up. Then when you are learning, you can be doing little many jobs. You say, I think I've said my story right. I started learning how to code with just notebook and a pen.
Okay.
Yes, you just notebook and a pen and then my phone. And then I have to save up till I to get my laptop. From there I got my next laptop until this point where I am. So at some point, actually if you are building from the scratch, you just have to pay the price. You have no choice. So you just have to pay the price. You have to just give that time, you have to give that dedication till you get to the point where you can now, live comfortably.
Okay.
So you can use your phone.
Okay.
Then if you have a laptop, perfect. You go with your laptop. If you have a tablet, as far as you have a digital device that can access the internet, you can go on WhatsApp. You can chat people on Facebook. Of course, you should be able to learn.
Okay. At least now we can settle in our hearts that the jobs are there.
Yeah, there are jobs.
Whether the remote job, whatever it is, depending on your passion and your abilities, your skills, you just move with that.
Yeah.
At least we're sure about that. Okay, as a way of wrapping up, what will be your words to people out there based on everything we've talked about?
So I usually say this anytime I'm speaking. I always tell people it's very easy. You sit down and watch me speak and speak and speak. But the difference between you and someone else that will listen to me and do it is that in the next 1-2 years, the person will be in a different one entirely. So it's not always to sit down and listen to me, it's to just start doing whatever you decided to do.
The most important thing is to start.
It's to start.
Take the initiative, start. Let them to learn a skill online as long as you have your device.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, if you recall very well, it's the same end line that she and the earlier guest, they're saying just start from somewhere and step by step you make it happen. And at the end of the day, you know that my line of the cash out. I love that line. At the end of the day, it should pay off. There should be something to say about it.
You know, you discover more things. Sometimes I just sit and then I say, let me play around with my gadget. I discover there's something I know I know at this time. Seriously, so just start.
Yeah, just start. Just start. Thank you very much, Faith Naji. Thank you very much. And then from all of us here, it's been a wonderful one. Blair?
Sure. And sometimes, having this conversation with Faith here, learning to encourage people, just don't hold your Android phone, okay? And so you can put it to use, see what skills you can acquire just to better yourself instead of roaming about the streets looking for quick money. There are legit, ways you can actually, put yourself to use and make the best out of your time. Thank you.
And you just get this good job, like I said rightly. Make sure you consider the proper job description. If you know you're one that doesn't sleep well at night, no job disappointed and thinking you're getting the job and then you cannot follow up on it. That's it.
Well, at the end of the day, tech has come to stay. The better, and we have to start embracing it. The better for us. We have to start step by step, and then we just cash out at the end of the day.
It's a cash out part for me.
Yeah. Okay, everyone, this is where we call it a wrap on Good Morning Port Harcourt. Join us same time tomorrow for another interesting talk from us. It's a bye.